Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into an incredible piece of history, the Aba Women's Riot of 1929. This remarkable event, led by fearless women, marked a turning point in Nigeria's colonial history. So let's journey back in time and explore the courage and resilience of these extraordinary women. Nigeria, in the early 20th century, was a land rich in culture and resources, but was under the yoke of British colonial rule. The Igbo people, renowned for their vibrant traditions and strong community bonds, found themselves facing increasing oppression and economic exploitation. The British colonial government implemented policies that disrupted traditional governance and imposed heavy taxes. Warrant chiefs, often appointed by the British, replaced traditional leaders, causing resentment. The new tax policies, especially targeting women, were the last straw. Igbo women were not just homemakers, they were farmers, traders, and leaders within their communities. Their economic and social influence was profound, making the imposition of taxes on them particularly egregious and sparking widespread outrage. The spark that ignited the Aba Women's Riot was the imposition of a new tax on women. This was a direct attack on the livelihoods of the Igbo women, who were crucial economic contributors through farming and trading. When news of the tax spread, the women decided they had had enough. The women of Aba, undeterred by the risks, began organizing. They used the traditional sitting on a man protest method, a peaceful but powerful way to express dissent. They planned to converge on Aba, where they would demand justice. On November 23, 1929, thousands of Igbo women from the Benda district, Umuahia, and other areas gathered in Aba to protest. They used a traditional method called sitting on a man, a powerful form of protest where they would surround the homes and offices of warrant chiefs, singing and dancing to express their grievances. The colonial officials and warrant chiefs were stunned by the scale and intensity of the protests. Despite their attempts to suppress the movement, the women's resolve only grew stronger. They demanded the abolition of the tax and the resignation of corrupt chiefs. Unfortunately, the protests soon escalated into violent clashes. The colonial police and military were called in to quell the uprising. Tragically, dozens of women were killed and many more were injured. Despite the violence, the women's spirit remained unbroken. Among the leaders of the protest were women like Nwanyarua, a prominent voice who inspired many with her courage. Their personal stories reflect the collective strength and determination of the Igbo women. The Aba Women's Riot garnered international attention. Newspapers around the world reported on the events, highlighting the brutality of the colonial response and the bravery of the Nigerian women. It became a symbol of resistance against oppression. In response to the protests, the British colonial government was forced to make concessions. They reduced the severity of the taxes and took steps to address some of the women's grievances. While not all demands were met, it was a significant victory for the women. After the protests, the affected communities began the arduous task of rebuilding. The women, undeterred by their losses, continued to play an essential role in their villages, ensuring the resilience and survival of their people. The legacy of the Aba Women's Riot lived on. It inspired future generations to continue the fight for justice and equality. The event is commemorated as a pivotal moment in the struggle for Nigerian independence and women's rights. The stories of the Aba Women's Riot were passed down through generations. Oral histories, songs, and folklore kept the memory of these brave women alive, ensuring that their sacrifices would not be forgotten. The Aba Women's Riot teaches us the power of unity and the importance of standing up against injustice. It reminds us that ordinary people, through collective action, can bring about extraordinary change. Reflecting on the bravery of the Aba women, we are reminded of the countless unsung heroes in our own lives and communities. Their courage and resilience continue to inspire us to fight for a better world. The Aba Women's Riot is a testament to the power of unity and the indomitable spirit of women. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage and solidarity can bring about change. The Aba Women's Riot had a profound impact on future women's movements in Nigeria. It became a source of inspiration for many who fought for women's rights and gender equality in the years that followed.